In 2009, a young woman checked into a quiet hotel in downtown Johannesburg and was never seen again. No forced entry, no security footage, no goodbye note, just silence. Her room untouched, except for one haunting clue that still baffles investigators to this day. But what really happened inside room 306? Before we dive in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chilling true stories. And tell us, where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments below. Her name was Naledi Mokoena, 26 years old, a journalism intern from Soweto. Bright, driven, fearless. On June 2nd, she made her way into Johannesburg for a short stay, planning to interview a reclusive author who had made waves for writing about government corruption and ancient curses in African folklore. The meeting never happened. She booked a one-night stay at Hillridge Hotel, a modest, no-frills place with white-tiled floors, old wooden doors, and a reputation for being just quiet. CCTV footage shows her arriving at 9:36 p.m. She carried a small black duffel bag and a folder tucked under one arm. She gave the receptionist a polite smile, signed the check-in book, and walked up the stairs to room 306. That was the last moment anyone saw her alive. The next morning, housekeeping noticed the Do Not Disturb sign still hanging on the doorknob. Unusual, but not alarming. They knocked. No answer. At 2 p.m., the front desk attempted to call the room. Still nothing. By 4 p.m., a manager unlocked the door. What they found was eerie. The bed was perfectly made, untouched. Her bag sat neatly on the armchair. The window was cracked open just enough to let in a slow, icy breeze. A journal lay open on the desk, open to a blank page. But Naledi was gone. No sign of a struggle, no blood, no scattered clothes, just absence. Her phone and wallet were missing, but her charger, ID, and the folder she carried remained in the room. Police were called. At first, they suspected she might have left voluntarily, but there was one problem. There was no footage of her ever leaving the hotel. In fact, surveillance shows only one clip, her walking into room 306. That's where the footage ends. Every other camera on the floor worked fine except one. The camera pointed directly at her hallway began glitching at 10:14 p.m. Static, distortion, total blackout. The footage resumed at exactly 4:03 a.m. That's nearly 6 hours of lost data. When forensic technicians examined the hotel's hard drive, they discovered the data had been corrupted during that window. Not deleted, not overwritten, just wiped. The investigators found a single partial fingerprint on the inside of the wardrobe door. It didn't belong to Naledi, nor to any registered guest or staff member, but the door showed no sign of being forced open or tampered with. It was as though someone or something had simply been inside. 3 days later, a janitor named Thomas Ndlovu came forward. He admitted he had been cleaning the third floor late that night. Around 3 a.m., he heard what he described as a high-pitched whimper from behind a door. Room 306. He paused for a moment, listened. The sound stopped. Silence. He assumed it was a late-night movie or someone crying softly. He moved on. But as he passed the door, something felt wrong. The air near it felt unnaturally cold. He described it as ice, but not normal ice. The floor seemed to suck heat out of his boots. He remembered thinking, this isn't the cold of winter. It's something else. When police re-entered the room with thermal cameras, they detected residual cold spots under the bed, strange circular patterns that made no sense. The room's heater had been functioning all night. There were no vents beneath the bed, no way for frost to form there. Investigators turned to her journal. Most of it was routine. Study notes, reflections, quotes. But the final 3 entries stood out. May 28th. The author warned me not to dig too deep. He used the word cursed. He was joking, I think. May 30th. I'm starting to feel watched. I hear tapping on my window at night. I'm on the 3rd floor. And June 2nd, the day she vanished, the page was blank, until UV light revealed faint writing pressed into the paper. It read, "It's in the room with me." The deeper investigators dug, the stranger it became. 2 other cases were uncovered, both involving room 306's floor. In 1994, A young man vanished under similar circumstances. In 1982, a woman was found in her bathtub with no signs of trauma, her mouth frozen open, eyes wide in terror. One chilling note was left behind, scrawled onto a fogged mirror, "The shadow watches me." Internet sleuths soon got involved. An old hotel blueprint showed that room 306 was once room 213, renumbered after multiple unexplained incidents. One ex-employee posted anonymously that during renovations in 1996, workers discovered something behind the wardrobe wall. A sealed bricked-off crawl space. When opened, it led to a narrow, suffocating chamber, and inside, the skeletal remains of what appeared to be a bellhop, still wearing a faded uniform. No ID, no official record. 6 weeks later, a deep web user named at Signal Lost claimed he had recovered corrupt CCTV data. The frames were low-res, but one showed a thin figure standing in the corner of room 306, taller than Naledi, skin gray, wearing what resembled an old bellhop jacket. Then static, then nothing. At Signal Lost deleted his post. His account vanished. Some say he was silenced. Others claim he was found dead in a hotel room under a different name, but still. Room 306. And then, something even more disturbing surfaced. Naledi's phone pinged once, a month after her disappearance. From an abandoned colonial hospital outside Rustenburg, police found graffiti on a wall. "I'm still here. Room 306. Help me." The ink was fresh. The handwriting matched Naledi's journal. Inside that hospital, an officer claimed he heard a woman's voice whisper his name. No one else was inside. He resigned the next day. That should have been the end, but it wasn't. Months later, a guest at Hillridge, unaware of the room's history, booked room 305. At exactly 3:06 a.m., she was woken by the sound of sobbing through the shared wall with 306, but the room was sealed. She recorded the sound, a soft, desperate cry, and a second, more chilling voice saying, "Don't look." Her video went viral. She checked out at dawn, never returned. The hotel has since sealed the entire wing. Management denies everything. Locals say room 306 isn't haunted, it's hungry. So what happened to Naledi Mokoena? Was it a meticulously orchestrated disappearance? A curse tied to a buried past? A forgotten crime repeating itself through time? Or something darker, older than anyone dares to imagine? One thing is certain, she didn't just vanish, she was taken, but not by a man, by a room, and that room is still there, waiting. So tell us, what do you think happened to Naledi? Comment your theory below. Like, share, and subscribe for more chilling stories. And remember, some places were never meant to be disturbed. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and stay watching.